Hi, I'm Griffin Cataldo, and this report is coming to you from eastern Massachusetts, where the air temperature is 38 degrees tonight over a cloudy and chilly city of Boston. Zachem Bridge in the background, the buildings as well. It was a chilly day today. We had a northeasterly breeze at play. Now it's a southeasterly breeze, but that northeasterly breeze anchored us in for some chilly temps. Breeze was stronger in the east, so you can notice we were in the low 40s in the eastern part of the state. As predicted, got a little bit warmer in the west and Connecticut, where the breeze was a little bit lighter. The sun was able to kind of dictate the temps a little bit more, allowing us to get into the upper 40s out in the west. And for tonight, we're in the low 40s. I mentioned 38 right now. That temperature is actually going to be on the increase tonight for pretty much all of us as our breeze tonight increases. So you can notice 43 in the city, and the areas on the coastline are going to get the warmest because of that southerly breeze moving into the region. So places like New Haven tonight sitting at about 47 degrees, nice and decently warm compared to what we had today. For your winds tonight, I mentioned they're going to be increasing, and they could get pretty gusty. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some gusts up to 30 miles per hour or so. Otherwise, for your general winds, kind of 3 to 13 in the eastern part of the state, 3 to 15 on the Cape, with that southwesterly breeze at play. For your conditions tonight, it's cloudy, and there'll be some snow turning to sleet, and then eventually rain by the time we talk about tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning early may end up being dry for some of us. I think that's going to be in the eastern part of the state favored before we end up transitioning over to some heavier rain as we end up warming our surface temps a little bit. Most of the rain then clears out, but there may be a little bit of pop-up showers once we head towards tomorrow night. But I think the afternoon of tomorrow actually ends up being dry. So as far as any severe weather, I'm not overly concerned about that. There may just be some hail and some gusty winds, but at this point, I don't see anything damaging coming from these storms. For your temps tomorrow, take a look. 60 in the eastern part of the state, 53 on the Cape, 61 in Rhode Island. That southeasterly breeze is going to be bringing in some warm air. It may start as a southeasterly breeze. I think eventually it switches over to a bit of a southwesterly breeze, but it is warm nonetheless. With your winds tomorrow, gusts up to 37 or so. And then if you get under those storms where there'll be some rain, I think potentially heavy rain, that's where we may be able to bring down gusts up to about 43 miles per hour or so. So I think the strongest winds are going to be embedded in those storms. 8 to 13 mile per hour winds for Pittsfield, 6 to 13 in the eastern part of the state, of course, gusting higher. So we are watching for that snow event tonight, eventually changing over to sleet. And this model, I think, is kind of underdoing it for the snow. I think it's kind of underdoing it for the sleet. So I think the blue and the pink is going to be a little bit more widespread than it's showing here. But you get the idea. By 10, 11 o'clock, it's into the city. I think it's into the city as snow. And by midnight, 1 a.m., we're changing this over to sleet. I think the sleet then gets overridden by warm air and will eventually change this over to rain. I'd say by 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, this is an all-rain event. Then the first batch of moisture moves off. We get a little bit of break in the eastern part of the state before the next batch of rain moves in. This batch of rain is going to be the heaviest of the rain event, and that is because our moisture is going to be a little bit a lot more moisture to work with. We're also going to have some warmer surface temps, so I think that's going to be the most of the rain is going to be coming down, I'd say 10 a.m., 11 a.m. in the morning or so, moving right through the city. And like I said, there may be a little bit of instability with this where we actually may be able to bring some gusty winds down with that, as well as I would say some thunder and perhaps even some hail in some locations. Other than that, not overly concerned about it. And the rain gets out by, I'd say, noon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. at the latest. I'd say that's on the Cape, and once it does so, it's pretty much over with. Notice at the end of the model run, you can see a little bit of rain. At that point, I wouldn't be concerned about severe weather because we're not going to have enough instability at the surface to support it. As far as rain, this is going to say about 0.2 of an inch. It's going to be more because right now, the way it looks with those downpours coming through, I would probably clock us in at maybe a ½ inch of rain or so, but you get the general idea. Still not looking like a blockbuster rain event, just something to keep an eye on nonetheless. So as you take a look at the 7-day forecast tomorrow, it's warm, 61 with that southwesterly breeze at play. It's rain and thunder, and I'd say it's pretty windy. No matter what, you're getting winds. But if you get under that rain, it's going to be a little bit more gusty for you. 61 on Friday, consistent, and it's partly cloudy. Kind of cloudy early Friday. We'll open up to some sunshine, and then it's kind of perhaps some rain here or there through the weekend, clearing out, I'd say, by Monday afternoon. And we kind of shut off the rain for a bit. Partly cloudy for Tuesday, Wednesday, but by then, we're back down to 45 degrees. So it's up and and down with these spring-like temperatures. That's my latest forecast for right now. I'll be back with another update tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your night.